Good afternoon and welcome to Carnation Crafts. We are live in the Carnation Crafts studio and always it is very lovely to have your company. We've got Wild Wonders, so you might have seen the lovely Sharon this morning on C&C doing the back to earth for this. If you have seen it, you already know we have got the most gorgeous new colorway for you for Wild Wonders. It's beautiful. So you've already got the set, you'll be able to get the new colorways for it. We have, however, got the back to earth for the full set for you. So we're doing it here. They've done it there. We're doing it here. The number you need for this full collection is 220513. That's the Wild Wonders collection. Your show price today is £99.27, which is a corker of a deal. You're saving £24.09, and you've got free UK P&P. If you're somebody who's signed up to our newsletter previously, you'll be able to get a 10% discount across the whole of the Carnation Craft website. So do look at the newsletter, find your monthly code and use it at checkout. 10% is a whacking great amount of money. So make sure you use it in your checkout so that you can get that lovely discount. So Wild Wonders. Ooh, calm down. Calm down. So I have got the lovely Sharon Curtis. She's in my studio. Look, we've got Sharon Curtis, and it is so awesome.
It's fabulous.
What do you think?
I love it.
Have you worked out where to put your knees?
Just about, yes. It's cosy, isn't it?
You've got a little knee hole that you've got to put your little knees in order to be able to do the demonstrations.
Cozy.
So Sharon's going to take us through the boards in a second. I'm just going to walk you through. After we've walked through, Sharon will take you through the boards, and Sharon's going to demo for you. And if you saw her demos this morning, you already know that the demos are going to be amazing. So we kick off with the laminar card base. So this is just the most clever piece of engineered card base that I've ever used. It is so clever. So you've got these little tabs that stick it all together, which means we've got loads of card bases in one in this, because you can have a large wreath, you can have a large square wreath, you can have a tiny little wreath. We can start building apertures up with those wreaths. You can do all kinds of things with that. It is such a corking little piece of engineering. Nick at his finest. We always know when Nick's on fire because we get things like that. We go on, you've got your wildflower array. The whole point of these is that you can weave those florals through those wreaths. These will also come in with your wreath card bases that we've had previously as well. Everything can be manipulated and used together, so you've got those. You've got near and far at this side, which are your little sort of, well, you can either look at them as being hills or little dirt piles, whichever. It depends which kind of way you're using them for. So your little hills could be at the back of your scene if they were over in the background, or they can be at the front for your foreground. You've got your gate, you've got your tiny little trees, and then you've got your kind of pylons, which can be used as hammocks as well. We have seen that done a lot with the little mice. You can do all sorts cutting into them. Got a little bit of foliage there as well. You've got the two little mice at this side. There's always one, and it's always Sharon. I'm taking no blame. It's never me. It's always Sharon. And then at the bottom there, you've got your keys, which I just think are ace. I just had them. That is, what were we saying a minute ago? What have I lost?
You've lost your keys.
I've lost my keys. Then we've got Book the rabbit. Next to that we've got Pip, the beautiful little bird. She's so pretty. And then we have got Dandelion and Burdock, which are your two field mice. So it's not your sort of usual carnation caricature mice. It's your proper field mice. And then next to that, which I can't read because it's too far away, something corner. Bow corner. Scrappy bow corner. Brain. Is it Scrappy bow corner? I just remembered it. So you've got the Scrappy Bow corner as well, which I love. It's one of my favourite corner pieces that Carnation have done. It's super, super pretty. Now, I will very quickly say, because we will come back to it so that you can see. No, look busy. The boss is here. Hello, Mr. Dad.
Oh, we better be on our best behaviour.
Sharon, behave. Right, next to that, we have also got this as well to look at. This is not part of the bundle. It is a separate item, and Sharon will go through the boards with you. This is incredible. So I believe it's an 8x8. It might even be bigger, but it is the most beautiful card shape ever. It's got all of the elements you need for your filigree. It's got your mats and your layers, and it's got your aperture pieces. However, what they did this time is add extras in as well. This means that the inside piece that we get, the diamond here, that can be used as a smaller square base, or it can be used as a diamond card shape, and then you've got what could be used as tags. So we don't just use it as one big card piece that we can put together, although you absolutely can. You can separate that out and use those elements individually. It's incredible. It's always been massively popular. It's the oversized square frame, and it is absolutely stunning. So if you pop in the other in your bag and as well, this one is £27.99. That's £2.95 P&P if you buy it individually, because anything that's under £50 with Carnation is £2.95 P&P. Anything over 50, it's totally free, which we like. So the number for that one is 220523. All of this is on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. One last shout out while I'm here, which is your perfect papers. Now there's two. There's your original Wild Wonders perfect paper. So what I'm just going to say while I'm here, if you're buying this collection today and it's the first time you've bought it, I would presume you would only want it once, but if you're buying this today, you'll get the Wild Wonders original colourway with it, which fits in with the original perfect papers. And you can just see these over here. Now, perfect papers are cardstock. It's a 300 GSM. It's construction weight. It's white on one side, and it's got this kind of satin finish. It's not glossy. It's not matte. It's somewhere in between. It's beautiful to work from, and every single colour is handpicked from Nick's artwork. So there's no clashes. So what they've done this time to take us into a more autumn feel, a more earthly feel, they've given us the Vibrance of Autumn papers. To match with it, which do match wonderfully with it. So the new colorways are kind of color picked with these in mind. Oh, there it is. So they all, aren't they pretty? Aren't they so gorgeous? I'm going the wrong way. Earth tones are the prettiest things, I think. Just there's something very, very rich about them. So these are your perfect papers for those. I will say, and I have said many times before, if you're buying a Carnation collection and you're getting those vignettes, which is the artwork, and Sharon will talk you through that. If you're getting those, the perfect papers genuinely are your best friend. They're going to stop any kind of colour clash. Colour theory is impossibly hard. It's just going to hold your hand throughout the whole process. You'll find it much easier. So please do put those in. Before I just take it over to Sharon, one last major point, because it's come up in the group recently, in the Carnation Crafters group, where lots of people have said that you can't get the perfect papers if you're in the USA or if you're abroad. You can. It's a different shipping and handling. So in the UK, your perfect papers are, I believe, £14.99. If you just buy them on your own, it's £2.95 P&P. When they're doing it for abroad, the way they change it is certainly for the USA. If you want your perfect papers on their own, the cost they are, your shipping and handling would be £4.95, okay, just for your perfect papers. If you're buying the whole bundle, I believe that's the same, isn't it, Miss Taz? No, let me get my shipping and handling right. I can't remember what the shipping and handling is. It's on the website, but they do ship, so it's £4.95 if you're full for the full die collection. Add some perfect papers. That's £14.95. There you go. So £4.95 for the bundle. £14.95 for the bundle and a set of perfect papers. That's just the shipping and handling. If you don't want the perfect papers, but you do want some papers, tell them. They'll swap them. So if you decide I want the full bundle, I only want to pay £14.95 for my shipping and handling though, but I want Pro Print, or I want 350 GSM, tell them. They'll swap them. Okay? They do ship internationally. It's not just UK based, and it has come up in the group recently. I do want to make it clear. So very, very quickly, let's have a look. We've got June, hello, Carla, Taz and Sharon. Great show today, Sharon. Karen Vincent says, good afternoon, Carla and Miss Taz. Linda says, good morning. We have got Sharon with us for everyone who doesn't know. Karen says, welcome, Sharon, to Carnation Crafts. You were brilliant this morning. Mark Judd says, hello, ladies. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark. Carol says, hi, I'll picture a little blurred at her side. I don't know if that's us or not. We're fine at this side. It could be your internet collection. And Sue says, hello, Carla, hello. So we're going to go over to Sharon. Just so you know, the overhead camera's doing things. It's doing things, so you don't feel dizzy. If it starts to move on its own, there's gremlins somewhere, but it should be fine. If Sharon starts moving the boards a lot, you know why. Just so you know. So, Sharon, first of all, how was this morning?
It was great. Really enjoyed it.
Enjoying being part of the
I
Carnation
remembered
team?
all the words because there
All
was
the
a lot,
things.
you know, all the names of everything, and
It's
so,
a bit more relaxed here, so you don't
Yes.
need to feel pressured.
Well, I've got you here, so if I can't remember something,
Oh, don't rely
got
on me.
you.
I'm hopeless. Liz says, hi, Carla. Hope you're well. Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you. We also have the lovely, wonderful Miss Taz sitting in her corner as well. So it's the three ladies today. You've got all three of us. So, Sharon, do you want to show us the boards?
Shall we look at the boards? I'm going to start with that fabulous. Oh, let's.
Hey up.
We're already on the move. It's going to be in my lap. So this is the fabulous laminar card base. Now this is going to give you such fabulous depth to your cards because you've got these pieces here. You can configure these how you want to. Obviously, if you use two of these, you're going to create a full frame for a square card. You can create a huge wreath by using two of these. This is going to give you a nice small wreath. And then these elements are going to slot into these little slits. So really fabulous, so clever. The way Nick's brains works is just so clever because this is such a brilliant concept. You can see just looking at these that the depth that gives you. So you've got that, you've got this lovely bow, which is a lovely extra detail as well. And you've got two designs for these leaves. You've got these that have got the lovely colour, and of course we're onto the autumn colourways here. Really rich colours. And then these have got they've got a very faint design to them, but then you've got all these lovely open areas. So of course you can mix these together. You can be popping these amongst these to give it even more shape and dimension. So really, really fabulous. Very, very clever. And when you look at the finished samples, you'll really see how beautiful.
The skeleton leaves
Yeah.
are beautiful. I tell you
They're
what
lovely,
does
aren't
look
they?
so pretty as well. I don't know if you just said this, I was mouthing things to Taz about the overhead camera. I was just, if you put these on top of them,
Yes.
if you do it in gold foil, in the gold papers, if you've got the gold papers from Carnation and you put them on top,
Yes, that would look lovely.
cutting those in white and putting the gold skeleton on is stunning.
Love that idea. Yeah, because they do work so well together. So that's the first one. Let's pop that there. Oh, now we've got your keys, Carla.
Oh, I wish somebody had my keys. Lord only knows where it is.
This is a fabulous little extra, really, because
Yeah, it's so cute. You look at that and you go, right, if you lay this on its side, this one,
Yeah.
on its side, and put those little drinking mice on top, it looks like they're having a mighty fine time on the keys.
Love that. Great for new home cards, great for passing your driving test. And I was saying this morning on the shows, I don't have any dies or stamps in my collection that cover passing your driving test or a new home actually. So really, really useful, this set.
We're just trying to, sorry Sharon, I am listening
got
to you.
some-
We're just trying to sort the overhead out because you can't demo there.
No,
so
that's
we're just,
true.
we won't do television magic here. We're just going to tell you basically what's happening, which is that the overhead camera just needs tightening, we think. So Miss Taz is doing her magic right now and she's just playing. And so you're a bit wobbly, just bear with. We're just going to try and tighten it because otherwise Sharon's going to have massive problems.
Yes, demoing in my lap could be tricky.
I mean,
couldn't
I'm
it?
quite up for it. I think I could quite enjoy watching you do that.
Ah!
Well done, Miss
well done,
Taz. Miss
Taz.
Taz to the rescue.
There we go. We
There
can
you
come
go.
back in
Do
again.
apologise to everybody at home, but it's much easier for you to see it when we can demo it properly.
Yes,
Sorry, Sharon.
demoing in my lap would have been interesting.
So what you were just saying about the keys, one thing Carnation do, and they do brilliantly, is that they bring out elements. I say this all the time. Carnation, when they sell things in collections, yes, of course they're brilliant in collections and they're designed to be a collection, but every piece in it works independently. The idea, like you just said, I haven't got anything that covers somebody passing their driving test. Well, it's having those elements in in a section that you've got in your die sets across. Some people actually arrange their card dies or their dies in that way. So they'll print the vignettes and have little packets, driving test, get well soon, sympathy, all of those. So you can just root through as you go through and pick what you want. So yeah.
Yeah, so really, really useful one, that one. Now we're on to, this is all about your perspective, this set. What's it called? Near and far, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the concept of this because these dies, all of the vignettes in this collection are perfect for building a scene. And these are your scene builders. You've got your little tree. That's obviously in the distance because when you've got your rabbit or your bird, they're going to be kind of this big compared to the tree. So these are your backgrounds. So you've got this lovely gate. You can put these in a row if you want to create more of a fence. As Carla said, this could be a pile of dirt, could be some little stones, but in the background it could be hills. So depending on, because obviously with the scale, you can play around with these. These look beautiful tucked in to the laminar with those leaves, because the colour on these is just striking. Here we go, perfect illustration. Look at that. You can see you've got those telegraph poles in the background and the gate, and then the trees, and then here in the foreground you've got your little pile of dirt and your really cute buck and could be dandelion or burdock. I haven't decided which are which. Have you?
No clue. I don't even know the names of my own children most of the time. To be fair, I just shout both of them these days. It's easier.
Yes, very true. So that's an essential for your scene building. Next up,
I love this so much. Yeah, I do.
Scrappy
Corner bow.
Scrappy corner bow. I like the rustic look to this. I like to use craft card, Hessian, burlap on my cards a lot. I like that look.
If you've just bought Say No More on the launch this week,
yes,
with those dried flowers, that's your perfect corner. It is
absolutely,
wouldn't
yeah,
it? Don't you? It just struck
yeah.
me then because it's all of those kind of woven in pieces. If you remember on the bouquet of Say No More, where you've got the kind of what do you call
like
it, the Hessian binding. There's a name for it.
And the dried flower sort of look of those would work so well with this.
With those in the corner, it'd be stunning.
Yeah, absolutely. Love this. It looks even more stunning if you shape it, and of course, it's great. Sometimes you've got a space at the top of your card that just needs something, and that's where that comes in. So yeah, that's a really useful one. This is my favourite. I do love autumn colours, and I hope you noticed that I've even worn an autumn top today.
I know. Did you do that on purpose?
Yes, I did.
Oh, now you're just putting me to shame. Mark, I'm going to have a phone call at the end of it with Mark going,
you need to buy some different colour tops.
if you could just have a word with Sharon and find out about the clothes.
I've actually got the same top in every colour they make it in. If you've ever noticed, I wear the same top.
Oh, do you? Is it like little smocks?
Just in different colours.
I just wear black, it's easier.
So this gives you all of your florals. You've got some extra elements as well. And again, these are helping you build your scene because you've got these lovely little trunks. Now, these can go either way. They can be laying on the floor with perhaps your mice on top of them. But if you flip them, then they can be like a telegraph pole with the bird on top. So great for building your composition, really, because these are the things that you're going to fill in the gaps. You're probably going to start off with one of your main characters, and then these are where you're going to fill in to create your scene. You've got a lovely selection of florals here, and of course, if you go to the website www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, download your vignettes. But of course, you've got the two colourways now to play with because you've got the autumn and you've got the original. So, these are the autumn colours, but obviously you've got even more to play with. The other thing I love about these is you can snip into them. You don't have to use them as a whole spray, especially if you're tucking them in. If you're tucking them into those leaves and things, then you can just be snipping these away and popping them where you want to. The other thing with the double-sided vignettes is that, of course, they're mirror images. So by flipping this over, you're going to get two very different sort of sprays of flowers, which gives you even more use. Same with the dragonflies and things. So I just love that.
Double for your money.
Yeah, and as you know, I'm new to Carnation, and the whole double-sided thing is just
blown
my mind. Yeah, I'm really like, why haven't we had this for years?
I know.
I've been crafting since 2002.
Yeah.
And I've been doing craft TV for 7 years.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anything
because
like
Nick's
that
a very clever sausage,
yeah.
But we don't tell him that to his face.
He is, because he's, Carnation haven't been around that long.
3 years. They're still babies. As far as the craft industry is concerned.
They're leading.
Yeah.
Because that's something no one else has,
They've broken new ground. I think that's what I love about Carnation. That's why it's such a pleasure to work for them, is because they break new ground all the time with the stuff that they bring out. When you look at the laminar card base, the thing is, there's a point at which, because it's Carnation, you kind of just expect it and accept it. You're just like, of course it's going to be, it stops blowing your mind in the same way as when you first ever come to it, because you're suddenly like, Oh, okay. Did you see the magic fireplace?
Yes, that's
Engineering at its finest.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what Carnation do.
You know, and for someone that's been working for lots of different die cutting companies over the years,
Yeah. There's lots
for
of people
me
saying
to see
hello to
something
you.
new, oh, that's nice. Yeah, for me to say something's blown my mind and is new just shows you how special Carnation are, really. So that's the florals. And now we've got Pip. Now, I don't know, we need to ask Nick, is this a sparrow? I don't know what sort of bird this is, but
It's a bod.
it's a bod.
It's a bod.
He or she is very cute.
It would be a sparrow, haven't it?
I think a sparrow,
Is it a
but
sparrow?
Nigel said no earlier, so I don't
No, I
know.
think it is.
I thought sparrow.
It's a sparrow.
He's very cute, very,
He's
very
lovely.
cute.
He's got the nicest tummy.
He has, and lovely to shape. When you get your ball tools and give his tummy a little curve, really, really beautiful. And of course, with the double-sided, you can of course have him facing either way, depending on how you're building your scene. So he's really lovely. Then we've got Buck, our little rabbit. Again, you've got all these cutout details on here, which mean that when you do go in with your ball tool, you're not going to crack your cardstock. You're going to get that lovely curved shape, and it's going to just curve beautifully. So really, really love. And I love the scale of him because he's quite a focal point. So he's definitely one that you could start with and then build your scene kind of around him. So we love him.
Lovely in the centre of a wreath.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just that perfect size, isn't he? And then here's Carla and I.
I'd be laid down though, Sharon. You know that.
I love this, the little acorns. So these two, of course, because they're mirrors, you can flip them if you want to. You could have two just holding their cups if you wanted to and mirror them. Really fun, really sweet.
They're also a statement, aren't they? Because the two of them together are a celebration. So any kind of cards that you're sending that are celebratory, they can go on there. So they cross over kind of the plinth of engagements, anniversaries and birthdays, as well as good luck and all of those things. They cover the whole remit. Now, the Carnation mice, for those of you who have been with Carnation for a long time, some of you have been with Carnation longer than I have, you'll have all of the full collection of the little mices and their little adventures, and so these add into those. So you can imagine those if you bring in Crafty Little Things, where you've got them, you know, decorating and doing all the craft stuff that they do. And Crafty Little Things will always be my favourite collection. It's just something about it. Wait till you play with Crafty Little Things. It's just
I need to look
awesome.
at that.
But obviously you've got all of those mice, so then you can incorporate all your mice together doing different things.
Yes, and they're really fun, aren't they? Just really love those. Then Dandelion and Burdock, I love these.
They're so pretty.
They're really cute. I just love the expression on this one. I was saying to Nigel earlier, I had a hamster when I was a child, and he kind of reminds me of him. I know this is a field mouse, but
well, I've got a little
face.
field mouse, and
Have you?
yeah, and he's in my garden. He's called Marv. And Marv's just one of the family. I'll put a photo in the group one day of Marv, but he is part of my family. Stop shaking your head, Miss Taz.
I bet your cats would
I've
like to.
I've shown you Marv. You've seen Marv. I know. I don't think you liked Marv. Wheeler nearly had a fit.
I can imagine poor Wheeler.
But Marv's really handsome.
I do like mice. I did find one injured in my garden at the beginning of lockdown, and I tried to.
Did you rescue it?
I tried to rescue him, but he died.
Oh no, but that's not the. No,
but I did try.
No, that's not the story. With no.
On that cheerful note.
This will cover sympathy cards as well.
Yes, sympathy cards for mice. So yes, that's the end of the collection, and then I will show you the board.
Yes,
because we've got this fabulous.
This is incredible. This is
detail on this
awesome.
Is just stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a church window. Just like, you know, if you do go for this, it's 220523. I think if any of you buy individually today, it'll be either this or the laminar card base that you go for. But this is going to take you across the whole of your journey. So it is a really beautiful one to go to. The number for it is 220523. It's got a show price of $27.99, $2.95 UK P&P if you do just buy that on its own. But it's stunning.
It is. I love the fact that you can choose, because you've got layers here. Each of these lovely filigree detailed areas can be used independently. So you could just have this large one as a background. You can also flip it. You know, you don't have to have this as a diamond. You can flip it and use it as a square. And each layer has got two sort of mats and layers behind it. So there's lots of different ways to configure it, and of course you don't have to use it all. This piece, if you don't use the filigree piece on top, is just the perfect size for stamping a sentiment on. So you could do nothing more than layer this up, leave that top piece off and stamp your sentiment on there, and you've got a card ready
you've got
done.
something stunning. And play with your perfect papers. You know, if you're doing
Yes.
your mats and layers and you're doing those in those perfect papers, when you start to cut the filigree, if you start to think about doing those in a perfect paper as well, like you did your
Yes.
sentiment this morning in a perfect paper, and the impact of that is really huge. If you are doing that, and this is not me trying to sell you something, this is genuine, try and use cut tidy when you're cutting that, because
Absolutely.
it's got
This is another thing.
in.
I've never used cut tidy before.
Oh, have you not? Did you
And
ever
I've
go
been
with it?
I've been die cutting for years. I've never used cut tidy, and my gosh, the
Oh,
hours I've wasted over the years poking outfits.
I'm really lucky because when my crafting journey was not card making, I think as a lot of you know, and I came into it with Carnation, I would really struggle going to a different company for card making now, because everything's so easy with Carnation,
Yes.
cut tidy and stuff like that. Because when we were at Newark Road at the old CNC studios, everybody used cut tidy. Everybody. It was always in the prep room. Everyone used it. So to me, it just seemed like everybody would normally use it. And then, there you go.
I haven't.
You've had a go. Changes the game.
Yeah, it really is a game changer, because to poke out all those pieces is going to take you a while. So yeah, you definitely want some cut tidy.
You do indeed. Right, to get all of your vignettes, you just need to go to the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. You'll see a banner menu going across the screen. One of the options is downloads. Just click onto that and then select free downloads. When you click onto that, there will be a box on the right hand side. Type in the collection that you want to see. So for this one today, you will be typing in Wild Wonders. If the one that you got this week, it would be Say No More. Whichever one you want, all the PDFs will come. Download them to your computer. As you download them, you'll be able to then right click on them and select print. Print with, if you can, Adobe. And you just print them out on best quality if you can, and you print them out at, I usually do matte photo paper because mine won't take glossy. It doesn't have an option for glossy photo, but do it on photo paper, and where you can, print it on ProPrint. You will get the best quality print that you can. The ProPrint's on the Carnation Crafts website as well, so if you're putting those in, absolutely do so. And the joy of Carnation, as you know, is if you're buying this today, you're likely going to get hold of this on, what day is it today? Saturday. So if you're buying it now from us, you're likely to get this Tuesday morning, because they will pick it, they will pack it, and it will be posted instantly, because that's what Carnation do, and they do really well. So are we going to demo?
We are.
It's your first demo in the Carnation studio.
First demo.
How exciting.
And it was a surprise to me when I opened it, because I couldn't remember what I put in my demo thing.
That's welcome to my life.
You know what it's like?
Yes,
you
I
pack
do.
them all up neatly, put them in the car, and then you think, oh,
Yeah.
oh
Oops.
yes, I remember that one. And I've made an easel card.
Look at you being
Which
fancy pants.
I never do. I never do anything like this. But of course, having the 350 GSM card is a game changer for anything like this. So what I've done is a very simple easel card, and I've used my perfect papers. This is the Hessian circle nested die.
Gorgeous.
Which I've used. I thought it'd just give a bit of interest to the outside. And then I've just cut some perfect papers just to create a bit of interest to the bottom part, and I will probably put some sort of stopper there, but for the demo I just want to focus on decorating this for you. So that's my first layer, and then what I've done, this is the beauty of the perfect papers, the colours just all go nicely, so I can just layer them up. I've got a mixture here. I've used some foam tape for this first one, just to give a bit of height.
Well, Sharon's just taking that off, just to let you know, Sharon is using the Vibrance of Autumn Perfect Papers. They're on the website, 220910. Your alternative is the original Wild Wonders Perfect Papers. They are 220524, completely different colours, 4 different colourways, and when you go to the Carnation Craft website, you will find 2 different colourways for the Wild Wonders Perfect Papers on there. That's the new one that Sharon's showing us today, and the original one, which is the much sort of lighter spring colours.
And they're both lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gorgeous. That's so modern.
Yeah,
isn't it? I love those nested dies.
I do. I was really drawn to those actually. So we're going to create a bit of a scene. So I'm going to bring in Carla's mat.
the studios. There is a studio Carnation station, which I am under strict instructions not to steal anything from and to just have it here permanently, which, you know, not always the case. But yeah, it's the ball tools that Sharon are using. You all know the drill. So the silicone mat that Sharon is using at the moment is the multimedia mat. The ball tools will be on the website under ball tools. The glue will be on as everyday glue, and the applicators will be on as everyday applicators. And you can find it all on the website. Please use your code for 10% discount.
Yes. Now, the beauty of my double-sided vignettes is that I can choose where I'm going to pop my little mouse, and I'm going to create a little bit of a scene. Now, I said about these being perfect to use either way. I'm going to use this kind of like a fallen tree trunk that he's going to be sitting in front of, and I'm just going to create a bit of a scene. And the beauty of having these is it helps build that sort of depth to it. You don't want ever your main elements to look like they're floating in midair. You always want to be grounding them, and this is going to enable me to do that because I'm building, you know, not physically a grounding, but just by having a few elements that you would see in the ground, on the ground, it gives that element of depth. So I think I want to have him this way. I don't know why I feel happier with him being on this side. So that's going to be my starting point.
He's so cute. He's like something out of a children's drawing.
He
you
really
know, like a
is, isn't he?
book.
I just love his little face. Very, very cute. Now I'm using some pin flare.
It might not come out. Is it coming out?
No, I did quickly
Did you
do it
check?
beforehand, yeah.
Oh, you're so organised.
Aren't I organised?
I usually forget and then just it never
And then you
works.
can't get it out. Yeah.
They're used to me, it's fine. Just say hello to Maureen, hello to June. June's got family coming, so she is going to catch up with us later, but she has just ordered the giant die. Hello Valerie, and hello Liz. Hope you're all okay. Oh, and hello Christine. Please do say hello if you fancy it, or come and chat with us while we're here. Always lovely to hear from you.
And I'm going to make sure that my mouse is kind of going off the edge a little bit. Just make it interesting. So that's my sort of starting point. And from here, it's just about bringing in some florals and filling the spaces, really. This one I love. This is great. Now, because I've got my mouse that side, I'm going to create a bit of height this side. I'm kind of balancing as I go.
Having floral pieces, and certainly grass pieces like you've got there, probably always going to be your main used dies. That's why this set's kind of so important. It's some sets have just got things in it that you will continue to use throughout your card making forever. You know, you could put these on any cards, and they're always going to be lovely. I will say that grass piece that Sharon's just put down is really awesome in white as well, so please do play.
Yes.
If you cut it white on white, it looks super pretty.
And I think basic foliage pieces like that you're going to use across all the collections that you're using.
And any other collections that you've got as well. It doesn't always have to be Carnation. Remember, we do mix and match. I know lots of you already do at home. It's about finding your fundamental pieces. Carnation provide us with fundamental pieces like the car keys. Lots of different ways to play. Look at that. That's so pretty.
I love the colours of these. Autumn is my favourite season anyway. I do love autumn colours, but they're just so rich, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
And don't be afraid to snip into them. You don't always have to tuck it right under. You can just snip it if you want to. You know, you're not limited to using them as they are. If
they're designed to be snipped.
Yeah, if it suits you to snip it and trim it and change the shape of it, do it. There we go. So I'm going to just make sure that tucks underneath my little mouse. The other thing
go on.
I love about pin flare is that you can lift your things up and rearrange them.
And then leave it to dry. It's a boon, isn't it? I love pin flare. Do you want to hear my very fortunate news from this morning, Miss Taz? I was doing the children's washing this morning, and I went to take it out of the washing machine to put it in the tumble dryer, and I found a £1 coin.
Oh!
I kind of think finders keepers.
Yeah, don't tell the boys.
That's my £1 I lost.
You did not lose it. In my children's washing?
Yeah, I've been helping out.
They're going to notice. Somebody's going to ask me to sort it. Miss Taz, this is where I normally ask Miss Taz what she wants. Are you asking it to come this way, Miss Taz?
No, boards.
Boards.
Boards out the way.
Oh, they're causing a shadow.
Ah, there we go.
I just asked her.
Sorry,
Yeah, she's so
you've
good
got
at being
such an-
professional, and I
yeah,
ruin
she's all
everything.
professional, and I'm like, what? There we
Miss
go.
Taz is probably the best producer I've ever worked with, and it makes her
She
very
is.
uncomfortable when I'm not professional.
She is fabulous, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's also a lovely human.
She is.
Sometimes. I love you, Miss Taz.
Let's just hope Market's still.
You're not having my pound coin.
And there we go. Look at that.
Look at that.
I mean, really simple.
The
but
impact of that Hessian coming off there is just incredible, doesn't it? It's like a splash of colour that's just
It
booming
kind
out.
of, because of the yellow tones, it looks like the sunshine in the background, doesn't it?
It's really beautiful. Thank you for that, Sharon. It's stunning. If any of you are wanting to get hold of the Wild Wonders collection, it is 220513. You'll find it on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. It is a show price today of £99.27. You're getting £24.09 off, I believe. Is that correct, Miss Taz? Am I making things up? I'm just making things up. Don't listen to me. It's a what?
I think it should be about £240.
It says normal price £24.09, which is not true. Otherwise, we'd be charging you a lot more than normal. But yeah, it's obviously got a heavy discount. It's Black Friday, isn't it? So I think there's a lot of discounts going across. Make sure. Ooh! Do we know what the deal of the day is, Miss Taz, or can we not go to the web?
On my computer.
We're going to have a look and see what the deal of the day is, because I love the deal of the day. It makes me very excited. What is it? What is it?
Oh, it's the boho bits. The very pretty bottle. It looks like incense.
From Boho Beauty, from Bohemian
One of
Beauty.
my favourites, yeah.
That's my Ooh. Go look.
£6.82.
£6. Go and look. Go and look. Go and look. I need to look, but I won't, because
I'm
that's
going
just
to
rude.
get it.
Yeah, Miss Taz's dad crafts all the time as well, so she gets her dad things from the deal of the day sometimes, I believe. Carol says, hello, Carla and Sharon. Love this collection and even more the new colourway. Isn't it lovely, Carol? I love it when you bring back to wear, as it reminds me of the collections I have. It reminds me as well, because I forget all of the collections, but it's not just that. I think the fact that you've then got that other way of playing with it for the colours as well, because I think, like the fact that we're using Vibrance of Autumn, the colourway for that, it means this collection now works with Vibrance of Autumn, and it will work with Colour of Autumn, and they will all come together. So anything that has got that tone and that hue, right, so we can bring all of those back in, and they're lovely to play with. So Carol, that was a really lovely message. Thank you very much for bringing that to us. Just a quick reminder, your main collection on the Carnation website is 220513. You can also get your perfect papers corresponding to the collections. That's Vibrance of Autumn, and also the original Wild Wonders paper pack there as well. If you're going to get the new colourway, I will say your Vibrance of Autumn papers, if you had them from last time, dig them out. If you don't, just grab them. They are the perfect partner. They're going to work, and it's just awesome to have. Hey, Sonal, are you okay? From Tampa, Florida. I bet it's nice and warm in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, yes.
Right, Miss Sharon, are we getting on with another demo?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
I've gone a bit adventurous for
Ooh,
my
have
first
you?
show, really, haven't I?
I like it.
I'm going to show you the foils, because when I first looked at these
They're like
and the
fire.
rich colour, I thought I would like to add gold leaf to these.
I'm going to be really rude. The intensity that you're seeing there is pro print paper. It
Yes,
makes all the
it
difference.
does.
It will not look like that if you print it at home on normal paper, just so you know.
No, absolutely not. I was quite surprised at that as well.
Yeah, because I thought it was a scam. I've said that so many times. It's true, I did. They kept saying use pro print, and I was like, it's all the same.
I've been in the studio listening to everyone go on about pro print, thinking, oh yeah, sales, sales
Here we
pitch,
go.
whatever. But now I've tried it. Now I know that it's not.
It's a completely different ballgame.
And it does print beautifully. So I've die cut mine already, and I have done most of the foiling, because let me show you the foil. So the Carnation foil comes in rose gold, gold and silver. I've used the rose gold. I think because of the warm tones, I would probably use either gold or rose gold.
That rose gold
I think
is
silver.
stunning.
I tend to use silver with blues
Yeah.
and greens, and yeah, so I've gone with the rose gold because I thought coppery colour with these lovely.
I know. Look at Taz's face. She's like, look, we've got someone new in there doing things.
doing something different.
Right.
I know. Probably should have waited till I'd been doing this a while before I go in with something adventurous, but anyway. So you're going to need the Carnation foiling adhesive. I applied this, I put some on my mat and then I just applied it with my applicator. And all I've done is just added a few dots at the tips of my leaves. You need to then leave it to dry, which is why I've already done mine. And I actually did this a couple of days ago and it's still tacky. It dries clear. You'll know when it's dry because it goes on a sort of milky white. When it's dry, it's clear. It does only take about 10 minutes.
And then
you
it
can use it.
sticks.
Yeah, then it's just tacky.
Can I just let you all know that the foiling adhesive can be found on the Carnation Crafts website. You get 2 bottles of them for £7.49. There will somewhere on that page be an item code, and I would like to be able to find that for you, but I don't know if I can. So I'm just going to keep talking until while I'm looking, and then I'm going to tell you I still can't find it. I searched for it under foiling adhesives and found it. Miss Taz is probably doing her bit at the back, but you get 2 bottles for £7.49. All your foiling adhesive will also be found, or your foiling papers will be found on the Carnation website as well.
And it's really simple to use. It comes with sort of a wax paper in between because it's ever so delicate. And you're just going to need to take a little piece of it and just dab it on and it will stick to the glue. That's as difficult as it gets.
You're so fancy. You're so
Just
fancy,
rub
Miss
it
Sharon.
in.
Sharon can come back.
While I'm back. Once you've rubbed it all in, burnish it a little bit and then take a brush and brush off all the excess pieces. I won't do it in Carla's nice studio because we will have foil everywhere.
Oh, Taz is
but
getting
that's
upset.
what you will
it's
do.
It's known as Taz's studio because she's the producer.
Taz's studio, sorry.
Did you see her growl then? She's like a rabid
She's
animal
not
when
gonna
you
let
say
me
it's
out
my
now.
studio.
She's going to trap me in this corner.
Look how beautiful they are with the foiling on them.
Yeah, just as soon as I saw them, I thought, oh, that rich colour would look lovely with a bit of gold metallic. The gold would look equally as lovely as this rose gold too. And I'm just going to pop these away because this gets everywhere.
One of the floor members at CNC and we were doing a show and it had the foil adhesive on it and they said they had taken it and used it. It's something they do a lot. And they'd used a sheet of it and they said it's some of the best they've ever used, which was very nice to know because, like I say, I would expect that from Carnation. But when we hear it from somebody who's on floor behind camera, no reason to say anything at all, and said it's some of the best foiling that they'd used, I was really impressed with that. So just
I would go with that because I have bought quite a lot of foil over the years. It's that lovely tissue thin, but it's got a lovely shine to it. Sometimes foil, if it's not a good quality, once you rub it in with your glue, it dulls a bit.
Yeah.
This doesn't. You can see the shine on that. So I'm going to use those. And what I've done is I've got some of my shabby nested circles cut from my perfect papers. And I'm just going to layer some of these to give me kind of background. And again, because these obviously are designed to work with the colours, they're just going to go beautifully. So I'm starting with this lovely, it's a lovely sort of pinky red. Then I've got the green, and now this one I've put on some foam tape just to give a bit of dimension. And then the last layer I've used the blush cardstock, which I've stamped on.
I'm going to fall out with Miss Taz in a minute. She's just written on a board saying there's time for another demo after this one. So I sort of looked over and she went, she can get 3 in because I only ever normally do 2.
Oh dear.
You'll not be welcome back.
No, I can see this all going horribly wrong.
Do you know what? It's so lovely to have Sharon here because obviously we talk all the time in the green room at work. And she's just one of those wonderful humans who I love the bones of. So to have her here is just an absolute pleasure.
This is a great bonus to get to work together. It's really good fun.
Terrible trio sitting in here, the new Carnation Terrible Trio.
Yes, because of course I haven't seen Taz for a while. So
I know. Miss Taz, don't you try and look innocent. Those colours on those leaves are absolutely stunning.
Aren't they?
I love this colourway. You might need to use your pokey at the top of that.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Taz comes in and uses it when I'm not here and then she doesn't put the lids on.
You're blaming Taz.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to use a bit of the everyday glue because these are designed to layer up. You'll notice some have got 4 leaves, some have got 3, and that's because when you layer them on top of each other, they're going to overlap beautifully. And you can line them up just at the bottom. Obviously these are designed to tuck into that fabulous laminar, but I'm going to use them as they are. So I've stamped my sentiment there, and I thought it would be nice just to have these kind of around the bottom. So I'm just going to use, once I've layered them together, I'm going to pop some pin flare.
Pretty. Just remember, if you're watching anything that Sharon makes, anything that I make, or if you're in the Carnation Crafters group on Facebook or on the page for Facebook, and it's a DT member that has made a card, you are allowed to copy it. It is absolutely fine to do so. If it's just a normal group member, then please do ask permission. But certainly for the DT or for myself or Sharon, you are more than welcome to copy it exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Only because I think I might copy your idea, I'm just saying.
That's what we're here for, isn't it? So I'm just going to arrange some of these along the bottom, and I think then I'll go the other way. So I'm just giving them a bit of a shape with my ball tool.
They're like fire.
They are, aren't they? That copper just really, well, it's rose gold, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really just makes the colours look even more vibrant.
Wouldn't they be lovely if you cut those in white and you did the gold skeleton leaves and foiling on them for Christmas?
Oh, yeah, Christmas. They'd be lovely for a wedding as well.
Yeah, they would. Absolutely stunning.
So I'm going to go this way. Now, once I do this, I'm going to leave that one shorter so that it's got a bit of balance. But I think you need to cover this really, because it's kind of your workings. Yeah. So I've got 3 of the flowers, and I've just snipped the stems off so that they look like just flower heads on their own. And I'm just going to give them all a bit of a curve. Now I'm going to pop these at the front. So I'm going to have one there, and it's just going to cover up where those leaves join really.
That is
and one
stunning.
there. I can tuck it slightly under. And then this beautiful pink one, because this has got more of a base where you can see it would have a stem. If I tuck that behind, it looks like it's just coming out, and that just neatens that all up.
That is absolutely bravo, bravo. That is absolutely stunning, Sharon. Can we just bring this one in as well so we can just see both that Sharon has so far made? Look at that. Same collection, entirely different feel, and that's Carnation. That's the power of Carnation. It's about finding the elements that allow us to craft across the board for all different occasions. We've got all the elements we need to create the most incredible cards, and I think, Sharon, the fact that you're seeing somebody else make something with it is so important, because Sharon's take is totally different to mine, you know, and I love that. I would have been doing big chunky layers. You know how I like to craft, so it's nice to see it done differently by Sharon, who's just taken it to another level with a foil. We'll be discussing you and your talent in a little while. Want too many more of that. Right, we're going to let Sharon get ready for one final demo, and while she does, I'll just go through the website for you again, and that's just to say that this collection can be found on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. The main collection is under the number 220513, or if you feel easier, just type in the search box for Wild Wonders. Show price today, £99.27. However, please do use the code that came in the newsletter to give you 10% off that price, because that's a big whack of money. Also remember that Carnation give you options to split the payments as well, so it doesn't need to be one big full payment. You can go to checkout and you'll have other alternatives there for payments too, which always helps at this time of the year. Free UK P&P on anything that you spend on the website that is over £50. Now, I'd be interested to know how many of you knew that we had foiling sheets, because it's not something we talk about a lot, because, you know, I don't tend to demo with it. It's lovely to have Sharon here who's done it. Did you know that we had it? Did you know that we had foiling adhesives? There's loads of things on the Carnation Crafts website. You just need to rummage through and have a look, because there's things you do not know that we sell, and that's really exciting, because when you start rummaging, you're like, hang on a minute. Well, I was just showing you some stuff downstairs, wasn't I?
Yes.
You haven't seen those.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There's lots of things. Go and ferret on the website. There's a load of stuff. Are you ready for us, Miss Sharon?
I am.
Okay, well, you can take it away.
And we're going to have a look. We're going to use that lovely, lovely filigree. So what I've done, I've made myself a square card base from my 350 GSM. I've done the usual that Carla always does. I've taken 2 sheets, scored, put a score line to create my own card base. And then I've used my perfect papers for a background.
Miss Taz is sat in the background. I'm sorry, Sharon. Miss Taz is sat in the background looking, because I just said what I said, she went ferreting on the website and she's just discovered the Carnation sell watercolour paper. She's very upset with me because Miss Taz, what most of you don't know is that Miss Taz is an incredibly talented watercolour artist.
I didn't know that.
And she's very, very clever and very, very good with watercolour. So she's just got all surprised because it's on there. I do apologise, Sharon, for interrupting you.
No, that's all right. All I'm doing is just popping that onto the front as my first layer. I'm only having 1 layer. There are 2.
Look at that.
And I've popped this onto some foam because you
Is
do
that the
want
natural
that
blush paper?
Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. And I've put some foam tape on this because you really do need that shadow.
That
don't
lift,
you?
doesn't it? It just gives it
Yeah.
that shadow play. Shadow play is so important. It's free, you know, that visual is free. And I think when you're using something where it's got the aesthetic, yes, it's beautiful just to look at, but when you see the shadows forming as the day turns and you see those shadows moving, it's just stunning as it goes round. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the perfect background, and I think the shadow on that green is just lovely. Then from there, I have used the skeletons. Because I thought we've used the other leaves in the other demos, so I thought we need to look at these. And I've used, from the laminar set, I've cut from the same green as I've used for the background so that it all ties in. I've cut this small circle. And then what I've done is I have added all of those skeleton leaves.
In that colour tone that you've got there, the little laminar piece, looks like the top of a chocolate orange, just saying.
It does actually, doesn't it?
My brain went to really nice places then. It's not Terry's, it's mine. There are other chocolates that taste of orange available, just saying.
And I thought this was, I was, because all the other cards I've kind of mixed things, I thought I was going to go for a really simple colour scheme. So you've got that lovely blush cardstock. You've got the green. Those are the only colours really. And then these skeleton leaves are a really subtle colour. They've kind of got a bit of a, it's like a sort of creamy beige, isn't it? Where they've got running through.
Yeah, so even for things like that, there are vignettes. So, you know, they're free on the website as well.
Yep.
Can I just say, as for any collection that you're getting, be it this one or any other, you generally speaking will always get free backing papers and free inserts for all of your cards. So those of you who are new, you don't have to worry about making those for yourself. They are all there, and the hues and tones are all taken care for you as well. Everything can be found on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk.
So we kind of need to cover the centre, I think, because it looks a little bit messy. So I have stamped on some Carnation vellum.
Beautiful.
Sentiment in gold, and I'm just going to pop that on there. I'm just going to use some of my everyday glue, and if I just pop it on each side, that's going to hold it in
Vellum
place.
is on the website. It's beautifully to cut on there. I will say as well, do you not think, looking at it from the top that you're looking at now, would that bird not look really cute on there as if it was in its own little nest?
Yeah, it does look like a little nest, doesn't it? And actually any of the characters would sit nicely on the centre there.
Look at that.
And I would add, but I've left them in the boot of my car. What I would add is I had some pearls
Oh, cute.
that I was going to just scatter through here,
Super
just to
cute.
give it. So it's quite a contrast to the other cards. If I bring those back in, you can see very different in terms of the colourways. This is, I would say, elegant.
Yeah.
These are more fun, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think you've got one that is kind of almost whimsical, illustrative, child illustrative. There was a lot of vowels that was going on in my head there. And then something like this, which is very stripped back, very modern. And then the centre one, which would be your more classic. And the thing about that is when we take in that vision that we've got in front with all 3 cards, that is all based on the same collection. Essentially, what you could have there is 3 completely different card makers. what I've said so many times, what Carnation say so many times, and what you guys have said to me so many times, is that literally 100 people could have the same collection and no card would be made the same. And that's the importance of Carnation. It's also the importance of collecting all the different items that we get with Carnation, because it means we can bring everything back in. Linda says that's beautiful, and it wasn't it? Sharon is a pleasure to work with. She's obviously been in the game a lot longer than I have, so I've got a lot to learn from Miss Sharon. I'll just keep cooking her steak, it's fine. I just keep feeding people, that's what I do. But it's an absolute pleasure to have her here. It's always a pleasure to have your company as well. So just one final note to say that we will be back on Tuesday, or I will be back on Tuesday with something a little bit special. We've got something a little bit special on Tuesday. It's a special show. It's not something you've seen before. It is a special show, and it's a one-off show. So we are, is it 11 o'clock there, Miss Taz, that you've put on the board? 11 o'clock on Tuesday, with me and Miss Taz, and yeah, I think that's everything. So just one last reminder, 220513. This is the Wild Wonders collection. This is the last chance you've got to see it with a demo going out live. We will see you very soon, and I hope you have an extraordinarily beautiful weekend. Take care till Tuesday. See you then.